For the ammo.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7.
And there we go.
It's Friday morning. That means it is time for This Week in Real Estate with Mr. Bob Zadora.
Yes, sir. Morning.
Time to shift
Having a
gears.
having a good day?
It's just a day.
Just a day.
Just a day.
Every day's a holiday. Every meal's a feast, Bob. You know? Feet hit the ground in the morning, we're good. Say our little prayers at night, we're good.
Go for it.
Everything. I feel your pain. I do feel your pain. Believe me. I got to call Dan Hall today and say, I thought we were going to, but we're not going to. So we're going to run into that too.
Yeah.
It's been,
Yeah. Lots of things going on in our area right now.
There are.
The sow bug.
Sow bug's a
about
huge deal.
The Bassmasters. We've the cystic fibrosis. Brings a
and then
lot of
there's
people
another,
to our area.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And there's another bass tournament coming up for the fireworks over on Lake Norfolk. I know that's coming up. I think that's early May. But if you've got a child and you take them to sow bug, you get in for free. See, so you can save some money. Take that child and they'll let you, the adult, in for free. So that's a pretty cool thing. Just encourage kids to get involved. It's a great opportunity. There was a lot of people on the water yesterday.
Yeah.
Boat wading in and boat guys bringing their boats down and stuff. So it's a good money maker for the area.
When you talk about the sow bug, which we've talked a little bit about this morning,
yeah.
You think about fly fisher only being standing on shoreline, but no, as many boats as I saw yesterday, they've got to be taking those boats out.
Sure. And this guy said they do it on the ultralight for the casting reels, the open face fly reels. Mm-hmm. They use them for them too. It's not just all fly. And it's not, it's got kind of that idea that it's a rich guy's deal. Well, the equipment can be expensive. You can buy real expensive. So you can buy real expensive anything. You can buy real expensive handguns. You can buy real expensive cars. It kind of depends on where you need to be and your skill level. But it's a great thing. It brings a lot of people to the area, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, people at home going, this is This Week in Real Estate. Why are they talking about this?
Because people come in.
That's what our lifestyle is like here.
Exactly.
That's what we have to offer.
That's
in
what
this
we're
area.
selling.
That's what
Quality
That's
of
what
life.
you guys are selling.
Exactly. You can buy 3 bedrooms, 2 baths in a lot of places, but you can't buy the quality of life that we have
You
here.
can't buy 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage on 10 acres with 2 lakes, 3 rivers.
Right?
Yeah. You can't buy that anywhere.
No.
But you can buy it here.
That's why they come. And that's why our prices have held. Others have come down some. People are starting, they're starting to accept that 7%, 6 3/4. It's probably more in the 6 3/4 right now, but that's just the way it is. So people are selling their homes wherever it is they're coming from, because they want to get out of there, whatever there may be, and they want to come. They want to get here before the schools. As they're getting ready they're making plans to be here for schools for next year. Mm-hmm. We have a great education. We have in the number of towns that have great schools. I mean, we talk about Mountain Home all the time because they're the big dog, but all these schools. I mean, when you get out to Flip and Yellville, when you get into
Norfolk, Calico, Cotter.
Yeah, I mean, pick
Gainesville.
There's kids that go from Mountain Home and go out to Calico or go to Cotter to go to school there because of the education that they're looking for. And that's one of the things with the School Advantage that we really have an advantage of here, being able to, because they're not really all that far. It seems like a long way, but it's really not a long way. Yeah. Calico's 23 miles, I think Linda said, from Walmart to go to where the house she was listed yesterday. And in reality, that's not, and it's a nice ride. That's the other part of it, So if you do go to school there, if you do business out that way, we're never really all that far from any of these places.
I remember when my parents were looking to move here, and my dad said, "Now, guys, it's 7.5 minutes to school." Well, how many miles is that? They don't measure.
They don't measure.
Exactly.
It's not miles.
Measure it
it's
in
minutes. That's true.
How many minutes does it take
true.
you to get from point A to point B? And I said, "What do you mean you don't measure miles?"
Well, because you can get there, because it would, there's places that we go to here that, excuse me, would take me that long to get to O'Hare, you know, if you were going to fly out someplace, if you were going to try to, just to go to work and things like that. I had somebody, when we first got here, we were looking here, talking to a guy who's from Chicago, and I said, he was like, oh, the traffic. He says, don't go to Mountain Home. He says, come to Bull Shoals. He says, the traffic is, Mountain Home's going. I'm like, are you goofy? I said, you used to spend an hour each way in the car driving to work because I knew where he lived and I knew where he worked. I said, an hour each way. I says, is there any place you can't get within 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Well, yeah, okay, but still, there's a lot of traffic on Mountain Home.
Yeah.
Because if they have to wait for twice for the light,
That's a lot of traffic.
That's a lot of traffic. But you kind of lose track of that after you've been here for a little while.
It hadn't been that long ago, Bob Zadora, that we only had one traffic light.
Right.
around.
Oh, I know. And there was one stop sign in Marion, I think, and that was it. It was the one that flipped it. Yeah. So I understand that, but there's more things going on now than we're going on then. You know, you've got more businesses, you've got new things coming up. People come, you know. When you do a really good job with stuff, people will come.
And like we said a moment ago, the quality of life here is different. A lot of credit of that goes to the 2 lakes and 3 rivers and
Sure,
all the things
sure.
that you've got to do. You can fish, you can hunt, you can enjoy life.
Oh,
you can
off-ride
sit on your
bike
back
riding.
porch and listen to the birds. You can do anything you'd like to do.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And that's really what it's all about. That's why people come here. People come here because they're looking for that change. They're looking to get away from there, whatever there may be. You know, they're looking to get out of that traffic. They're looking to not worry about going to the store and getting mugged or getting and not that everybody in the big city gets mugged, but it's that perception, and it's in the back of your head. You know, when before Jason came down, they were having the George Floyd issue was going on, COVID was going on, and you couldn't go to the restaurants and stuff anymore. It just, I mean, he's a healthy kid and he's okay, but it's still in the back of your mind when you're trying to go someplace. So they come here and they don't see that. You know, you drive through and put somebody in the car and we're driving around and they're looking around and it's like they know something's not clicking here. They're not sure what it is. And I say, don't see any graffiti, do you? No, you know that, yeah. A little while longer, and you mentioned it. Don't see any bottle gangs hanging around. You don't see groups of people just hanging around on the corner. No, you don't. You don't see that, you know.
And you still see the kids riding their bikes and doing their little skateboard things and using the city parks the way they're intended to be used.
Exactly.
And all the good things of
and
of
the
life.
parents in the parks with them. You know, not just sending them out. They're out there with them and.
However, they can still do that.
But they could. Oh, the kids are out by themselves all the time here. Yeah.
You know, you get.
But I'm saying there's parents' participation. There's parents that come to the school events. There's parents that are active participants in the things that get done here.
And you have the kids that will call their buddies and say, "Hey, let's go to the city park and play ball." And you still have a sandlot game every now and then.
Yeah.
So you know,
And
it's different.
there's so many places to do that, and they're not full of broken glass and all the other stuff that you run into in the major city parks.
We've been in spring break this past week here
Yes.
locally, and I know some of the schools outside of here have had spring break as well. We've had a pretty good influx of people come into our area. How busy have y'all been?
We don't see the spring. It seemed like more spring breakers leave than come in because everybody else is on their own spring break schedule. There's some kids that are starting spring break this week. There's some that were last week. There's some that are the following week. They're kind of spread out throughout spring. It's not like it used to be. There was 1 week. It was like the week before Easter, and that was it. And now they're kind of spread out. So you don't see a big hit. But you see, I mean, the number of inquiries are up dramatically. You know, the weather turning, I think just psychologically it helps people get out of the house and get out of the house mentally. The number of people that have been calling, asking for information, sending listings, they're calling up with, I want to see this, and this, you know, so explain the whole process, explaining how things are, explaining, to get pre-approved beforehand, so important. And I talked to a guy yesterday about he's looking to move someplace else. He wants to sell his house here. He wants to go someplace else. And he hasn't sold a house since like probably 82 or 83. Things have changed. And he says, what's this pre-approval thing that they're asking me about? So, okay, where do you bank?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
What
start.
do you mean I gotta
Let's
sign
start
an
with
agreement
that.
with
Yeah,
you
well,
before
we
I
didn't.
can
Yeah,
go
we didn't
there?
even. And that's fortunately, there's a number. There's Alabama just passed it, and I think you're going to see that get thrown out. The states can supersede that, and I think that what you'll see is this first contact. You got to sign a contract, and so people want to date you for a little bit before they're married to you.
Right.
So they don't want to sign anything. They don't want to, no, I don't. So what they end up doing then is they call the listing agent, which is good if you got the listing, but it's not necessarily good for them. So people, the states are taking a look at this and saying, this is wrong. You're forcing people, you're supposed to be helping people, the DOJ, and you didn't. So Alabama passed a thing, you can show houses. When it's coming time to put offers in, then we're going to get into agency. Who does what? Arkansas is one of the very few states. Everybody, Arkansas. Yeah. Arkansas is one of the very few states that wasn't involved in those lawsuits because our contracts are very, very clear. When you're Mr. Lister, here's the commission. We negotiate that. This commission is going to be split. 50% is going to go to the listing office, for our purposes, Century 21. The other half of that commission is going to go to the buying office. And they're going to take half of the money, and that's how the money's going to be split. There's everybody was up, this percent is going here, this percent is going there. If there's any uniqueness that's got to get done, there was places to fill all that in. Arkansas was very clear. We never had anybody question that. It was always, oh, okay. They understand that it's a business, and that's how it goes. So I don't know how some of these other states work, and I just don't know because I don't really care how they work. Missouri, Linda's licensed in Missouri, and she says it's an absolute train wreck up there. So as far as the licensing and the number of complaints up there and stuff, I mean, there's really very few complaints that come through the Arkansas Real Estate Commission.
Let's look at your numbers.
This week in real estate, there were 75 new listings came on the market, 4 commercial properties, 34 parcels of land came on. It was a subdivision that came on. 34 parcels of land, and 37 homes came on the market. They range in price from $79,000 to $895,000. 3 of them are taking backups. There were 38 sales this week, 3 commercial properties, 11 parcels of land, 24 homes sold. Those homes ranged in price from $1.6 million to $60,000. So the average sale price this week was $266,000 with 134 days on market. 6 properties expired. There were 40 price changes. So people are becoming a little more realistic with the way the market is because there's 386 homes on the MLS. So when you have that many homes on the MLS, it's supply and demand. And that's where we're at. Year to date, for 2025, there's been 213 homes have sold. The average sale price this year is $244 with 100 days on market. Last year, there had been 201 homes that sold. The average sale price was $233 with 88 days on market. Going back in 2023, there were 101 sales. 2022, there was 261 sales. 2021, there were 235 sales. In 2020, there were 218. And the average sale price has gone up every year from where it was. So, and it seems to be holding, but buyers are demanding more. The days of just buying any house that they could get their hands on, that's done. They want homes to be done. If I'm going to spend this much money, I want to see that I'm getting some bang for my buck. And that's why there's so many houses on the market. Homes that come on that are ready to go, that are priced right, they're gone. And I mean, we just see it with our listings. We see it with the other listings. We see with the numbers that come on, the ones that come on right away. You look, oh, that's a cute house, da da da, and boom, under contract, under contract, under contract. So if you're going to come on the market, we can help you with that. We can help you get the most bang for your buck as a seller. And if you're looking to buy, we can tell you the things that you need to do. There's some different finance things that we can help with. Give my honey a call. She's at 870-405-0793. The website's retiredarkansas.net. And let us give you a hand to help get you started on the path to home ownership and just that feeling of goodness that you get when you own your own home. I mean, it's a whole different deal to own something and be paying rent, which are not going down. The rents are like,
No,
wow.
that's for sure. It's been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora. The Z Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredarkansas.net is their website. Realtors you can recommend to your friends. They're busy, but never too busy to help you.
Nope.
See you next week. Be right back.